almost 2.5 million vulnerable people living in poverty or ravaged by war were saved and helped thanks to the Aurora Humanitarian Initiative. The Aurora Humanitarian Initiative is gratitude in action. It was established in 2015 by 3 Armenians on behalf of the survivors of the Armenian genocide and in gratitude to their saviors. Since 2016, 36 humanitarian projects have been launched and supported in 18 countries with the Aurora Prize funds. These projects are the difference between life and death, between hope and despair, especially for women and children. In Sudan, over 340,000 people benefited from medicine and medical supplies at the Mother of Mercy Hospital. In Kenya, 4 clinical professionals, recruited and trained as part of the Aurora Fellowship Program, provided medical care to thousands in need. Almost 170 health workers received HIV training, which allowed them to organize over 65,000 patient visits. In Rwanda, 202 households and 440 Burundian refugees and their family members benefited from the microcredit program. More than 1,700 pupils have benefited from school infrastructure improvements in the Gigonkoro diocese. In Iraq, a center has been constructed to carry out humanitarian activities, promote peace building, and reintegrate genocide survivors. About 50,000 people residing in the Sinjar region will benefit from this project. In the Kurdistan region, almost 5,000 individuals, survivors of ISIS-caused violence, human trafficking, and torture, benefited from recovery services through holistic mental health and psychosocial support. In Somalia, more than 17,000 people will benefit from 6 initiatives aimed at educating children, supporting abandoned babies and women with unwanted pregnancies, and helping survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, more than 4,000 children and survivors of sexual violence in artisanal communities will benefit from socio-economic alternatives to mining. This vital work covers critical areas of humanitarian assistance, giving people shelter, healthcare, and hope. These areas include refugee support and crime prevention, education, infrastructure development, girls and women's empowerment, sexual violence awareness and rehabilitation, emergency medicine, neonatal intensive care and other healthcare services, sustainable and small business development, and job creation, mental health services, and psychosocial support. The choice of sorely needed assistance programs and the selection of the implementing organizations all come about after the Aurora Prize laureates are selected. Each exemplary humanitarian is given the unparalleled opportunity to continue the cycle of giving by naming the organizations which receive a share of $1 million to do the work that reflects Aurora's mission. The first Aurora Prize laureate, Marguerite Barenkitse, saved thousands of lives and cared for orphans and refugees during Burundi's civil war. The second Aurora Prize laureate is Dr. Tom Katena, a Catholic missionary from Amsterdam, New York, who has saved thousands of lives as the sole doctor permanently based in Sudan's war-ravaged Nuba Mountains, where humanitarian aid is restricted. He was selected as the 2017 Aurora Prize laureate from more than 550 nominations submitted from 66 countries. In 2018, surgeon and missionary Dr. Tom Katena was named chair of the Aurora Humanitarian Initiative. The third laureate of the Aurora Prize was Cho Laong, a lawyer and activist recognized for his dedication to fighting for equality, education, and human rights for the Rohingya people in Myanmar that face persecution, harassment, and oppression. He donated the award to 3 international organizations that provide medical aid and assistance to the Rohingya. In 2019, the 4th annual Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity was awarded to Mirza Dinai, a Yazidi activist who has dedicated his whole life to saving the survivors of the Yazidi genocide, evacuating women and children from territories controlled by ISIS, and providing those tortured and violated with rehabilitation and support. In September 2020, Fartoun Adan and Ilwad Elman, the mother and daughter team who have been protecting women's rights and promoting peace building and rehabilitating child soldiers in Somalia for many years, were named the 5th Aurora Prize laureates. They chose to direct the award to 3 NGOs, that are now collectively launching or supporting 8 projects in Somalia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and India to help educate underprivileged children, empower survivors of gender-based violence, and heal child victims of sex trafficking. As of today, nearly 1 million of the most vulnerable people living in poverty and in war-stricken areas have received much-needed aid and relief. Join Aurora and empower the heroes who give life and hope to the people with the most urgent needs. Express gratitude by taking action to help strangers, comfortable in the knowledge that you are now part of a global chain, offering humanitarian relief that saves and changes lives.